Welcome everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss the next topic which comes in mineral nutrition, that is 12.4 translocation of solutes. First of all, let us try to understand what is translocation. If any particle is getting transported via xylem and phloem, then we have to use a word called translocation, right? So long distance transport of particles by xylem and phloem is called as translocation, right children? What is translocation? Translocation means long distance transport of substances, long distance transport of substances through xylem or phloem, okay, is called, what is it called? It is called translocation. Okay children, then what are transported by xylem? Xylem helps in transport of water and minerals. Now xylem, what does it transport? It transports, one is water and the second one is minerals. And what will the phloem transport? Xylem and phloem are present in the vascular bundles of the plant. In anatomy chapter we studied. What will phloem transport? Phloem transport organic food materials, right? Phloem transports organic food materials. Since we are doing a chapter mineral nutrition, for us solute here means mineral. So what are we talking about? We are talking how are minerals transported. How are minerals transported? Means minerals are transported by xylem. Minerals are transported by xylem. So if the minerals are transporting by xylem long distance, then we call it as translocation. I think we understood what is translocation. Minerals freely also, in ionic forms also, minerals will come from the soil into the plant, or in the forms of salt also they'll come into the plant. Now if we take an example, let's draw a plant, right? And this is the leaf and this is the root. Now this is a root hair, right? So here minerals are there. This is soil, right? In the soil minerals are there and water is also there. Now the minerals are entering into the root. Water is also entering into the root, and we are telling xylem will transport water and minerals. Let me show you the xylem elements. Now what are xylem elements? Xylem elements include tracheids and vessels, right? If we have to show a vessel, now this is one vessel connected to another vessel, connected to another vessel, connected to another vessel. See, vessels are nothing but the tubes, and they are connected one to the other on the top, other one to other on the top. So like that, the vessel will bring the water and minerals to the plant. This is the midrib. See, it came to the midrib, and from here it will distribute that water and minerals to the leaves. So the minerals and water is absorbed by the root. This is a root. After reaching the root, where it has reached? It has reached the xylem. And this xylem is translocating, is moving that water and minerals in this direction. Ascending or descending? It is taking ascending. Water is taking ascending stream. So in the form of minerals also, in the form of salts also. So we can tell mineral salts are translocated through xylem. Let me write down here. Mineral salts are translocated. Who is translocating? Xylem is translocating, are translocated through xylem. You have seen here in the diagram how are the xylem elements are taking the water inside along with the ascending stream of water. Minerals are going along with the water ascendingly along with the ascending stream of water. Children, xylem transports water. Now the movement of water is unidirectional. It's always from the bottom to the top. It's always ascending. Along with that water, minerals also will go ascendingly only. Now, what is the pressure which is responsible to lift the water up? Means it is transpiration pull. Now here on the leaf, stomata will be there. Now through the stomata, water vapor goes out. Because the water vapor is going out, water concentration inside becomes less. Here the water is less, here the water is more because water is coming inside. So from high pressure, from here, from this one, water is moving up. So we call this as transpiration pull. Who is pulling the water? Transpiration is pulling the water from the root to the leaf. So the ascending stream of water which is pulled by a force called transpiration. Transpiration means loss of water from the stomata in the form of water vapor, right? Ascending stream of water which is pulled by, we can write here, which is pulled by, what is that called? Transpiration pull. Who is pulling the water? Transpiration is pulling the water. From the bottom, it is pulling the water. Because of that, ascending movement of water and minerals are happening. Take a screenshot. Right, children? How do you came to know that xylem is transporting minerals? How do you came to know that xylem is transporting minerals? There are enough evidences. There are enough experiments to tell that xylem is transporting water. Now, when we cut the twig, this is a root and here is the stem, right? So, when we cut the stem, early morning you are cutting here. Early morning you are cutting here. So what is happening? From the soil, water molecule is going up. Water with minerals are going up, right? This is called root pressure. So when the water with minerals are going up, now when you cut it, what happens? Since you have disturbed the path of water, this water starts drooping down. This water, this water cannot move up because you have cut the twig here. So what happens? The water from this end, it starts collecting like this. And when you keep a bowl, so you can collect the amount of water also. You can collect the amount of water from this. What is this called? This is called exudate. What is it called? This is called exudate. And the process is called exudation. So, and this exudate, if you do chemical analysis, take this exudate, and if you do chemical analysis, we came to know that the xylem sap contains minerals. So, the water which is coming from the soil is taken by the root. Water is ascending up along with the minerals. And if you cut the stem at this level, since you have disturbed the flow of water, instead of going up, it starts coming down. You kept a container and you collected all that liquid. What is that liquid called? Exudate, or you can call it as xylem sap. This xylem sap, when you have done the chemical analysis, you came to know that this xylem sap has minerals. It has minerals. So this is one experiment. This is one evidence to tell that xylem is transporting minerals. And one more evidence is there. Use of radioisotopes. Minerals, if we use radioisotopes, that is also supporting that xylem only will transport minerals. So what are the evidences? What are the evidences which tell that xylem will transport minerals? One is that xylem sap. Xylem sap chemical analysis experiment. Right, children? We came to know that the xylem sap contains minerals. The second one is use of radioisotopes. The second one is use of radioisotopes. When we use radioisotopes also, that is also telling that xylem is transporting the minerals. This also substantiate the told in NCERT. We can tell support. Use of radioisotopes also supports that xylem transport minerals. Xylem transports minerals. So this is our topic which is mentioned in NCERT under the side heading 12.4 translocation of solutes. We are talking about inorganic solutes. Who are translocating inorganic solutes? Means xylem is translocating inorganic solutes. What is that force which is taking that minerals up, which is distributing the minerals to all the parts of the plant? Means it is transpiration pull. Transpiration pull is because of water. Along with the water, minerals also will go. Now, transport of water through xylem, is it an active process or passive process? Transport of water through the xylem is a passive process. That is also important point. Transport of water through xylem is passive process. It is passive process because from more water it is going to the place where water is not there because water is lost due to transpiration. Movement of water from high water to low water, it's a passive process only. Right, children? Hope you understood this. Take a screenshot. Then we will talk 12.5, which is soil as a reservoir of mineral nutrients. Right. Now, the next topic which is in NCERT is 12.5, soil as a reservoir of mineral elements. That we will discuss before starting mineral nutrition chapter. It is 12.5, soil as a reservoir of essential elements. Right, children? Now, what does this heading means? That soil is supplying all the essential elements for the plant. Right? That is the meaning of the sentence. Majority of the nutrients that are essential for the growth and the development of the plant will come from soil only. So, what am I telling? Majority of nutrients that support plant growth and development. From where is plant getting the nutrients for its growth and development? They come from the soil only, are obtained from soil only. Then how is soil getting that minerals? Formation of soil is called pedogenesis. Now, this is the bedrock. Now, this bedrock undergoes a process called weathering. Excuse me. The bedrock undergoes a process called weathering. When it undergoes weathering, then the rock is broken down into soil granules. The rock is broken down into soil granules, and on the rock itself, we have minerals, and those minerals will come here also. That means soil is getting the minerals from the rock, right? So we can tell that soil gets the minerals from the rock, and soil supplies the minerals to the plant. So soil obtains minerals. How is soil obtaining minerals? From the bedrock. Now, bedrock, when it undergoes weathering, it makes a soil. And what is this process called? This process is called pedogenesis. This process is called pedogenesis. So, what is pedogenesis? From rock to soil. The process of making soil from the rock is called pedogenesis. Right? So, the rock minerals will now come to soil. And these soil minerals are supplied to plant. Then they are supplied to plant. Understood, children? Now, soil can supply the minerals to the plant only when it is having. How does soil gets the minerals? Soil gets the minerals by weathering process. So, all the minerals which are present in the soil, if the plant is taking it, that aspect of nutrition is called mineral nutrition. So, this aspect of nutrition is called mineral nutrition. Understood? Now, besides providing nutrients to this plant, soil has so many functions to do. We can write down, besides providing nutrients, to plant, soil has many roles. Soil has many roles. Come on, think and tell me what are the so many roles that the soil will help the plant. Now, where am I standing? On the floor I am standing. Means if the floor is not there, how will I stand? How will I take a class? In the same manner, if soil is not there, how will the plant get the grip? How will the plant get the support? That means soil acts as a matrix, right? Which gives the grip for the plant. That is the first function. So, the first function is soil acts like a matrix. Soil acts like a matrix and gives grip, support for the plant, and provides grip or support to plant, isn't it? That is the first function. Now, second function. Now, soil harbors many microorganisms. Soil harbors many insects. Now, soil, is it a good source of nitrogen or very poor source of nitrogen? Soil is a very poor source of nitrogen. Now, there are some bacteria which are present in the soil. They are called nitrogen fixing bacteria. They convert the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia and fix it in the soil. Means presence of nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil will enrich the soil with nitrogen. That's the second function. Presence of nitrogen fixing bacteria. Example, all of us are familiar with a name called rhizobium bacteria. The rhizobium bacteria which is present in the soil, it enriches the soil with nitrogen. It takes atmospheric nitrogen, converts it into ammonia. Presence of nitrogen fixing bacteria in soil, what it will do? Enrich the soil. Enrich the soil with nitrogen. The soil bacteria will convert the atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia, gives it to the plant. Not only that, soil harbors many insects. Soil is a house for many insects. And those insects, what do? They do decomposition of the organic matter, and they help in clearing the environment also, and they provide the nutrients to the soil also. That is why soil is a reservoir. So, soil not only harbors bacteria, soil harbors many insects. And what will these insects do? The insects help in decomposition of the organic matter. It harbors insects which decompose organic matter. Now, if the organic matter is decomposed, it gets converted into simpler forms, then plant can obtain it. Means in that way also, soil is providing nutrition. And soil grains will be there, right? In between that grains, capillarity will be there. In that capillarity, soil can hold water, and that water only the soil will supply to the plant. So soil supplies water to the plant. Soil holds water and supplies to plant. Not only holding the water, children, soil will help in aeration also. Soil will provide aeration for the roots also. Soil helps in aeration. What is aeration? Supplying oxygen to roots. Now, if roots are not able to take oxygen, the plant will die. Plant will die. So how many functions are we telling? Soil provides grip, we are telling. Soil gives space for nitrogen fixing bacteria, we are telling. Soil harbors many insects which will decompose the organic matter. Soil holds water, supplies to the plant, and soil helps in aeration, and this aeration will supply oxygen to the roots. All these are the functions of the soil. Now all the minerals which are present in the soil are taken off by the plant. Now at one point of time, the soil minerals will start decreasing. So that is why what the farmers will do, farmers add fertilizers to the soil and make soil more fertile. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Right, children, so we discussed all the roles of soil which helps the plant to grow and develop. Now, since soil is providing all the minerals to the plant, there will be a deficit, right? So, deficiency of essential elements in the soil will affect the crop yield. Deficiency of essential elements in soil. What it will do? Will affect crop yield. The crop yield decreases. That is why the farmers buy fertilizers and add it to the soil. Hence, farmers buy fertilizers, right? Now, these fertilizers, they contain essential nutrients. Those nutrients which are required in more concentrations are macronutrients. Those nutrients which are required by the plant in minor concentration are called micronutrients. Which macronutrients are present in the fertilizer? Now, the macronutrients, like we know the critical elements, we studied NPK are critical elements. So the fertilizer provides mainly nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium with sulfur. These four macronutrients plant needs, so that is why farmer buy them in terms of fertilizer. And what are the micronutrients which plant requires? Among micronutrients, the first one we studied is iron, if you remember. Iron. After that we studied copper. Then we studied manganese and zinc. These four macronutrients are required by the plant in more concentration. These four micronutrients are also required by the plant in more concentrations, and these formulations will be present in fertilizers. Adding fertilizer will enhance the nutritional status of the soil. Adding fertilizer will enhance the nutritional status of soil. The soil becomes enriched when you add fertilizer. Now let us take some fertilizer names and write down. So we will list down nitrogen fertilizers, phosphate fertilizers and potassium fertilizers. First we will write nitrogen fertilizers. Means in market what combinations we have. So urea is popular nitrogen fertilizer. Not only urea, in shops we get it as ammonium sulfate also, we get it as ammonium nitrate also. The second nitrogen fertilizer is ammonium sulfate. Third one is ammonium nitrate. So the farmer can buy nitrogen fertilizers which are in these forms: urea, ammonium sulfate and ammonium nitrate. I told you plant needs more phosphorus also. What phosphorus fertilizers are there, we will see in the market. The names of the phosphorus fertilizers which are there in the market are: rock phosphate is one brand. Second one is called bone meal. The third one is called super phosphate. What are the three? One is called rock phosphate is one brand. Then next one is bone meal, also is rich in phosphate. And the third one is super phosphate. So these are the three forms what the farmer will buy and add it to the soil. Now let us take in which form potassium fertilizers are there. We call it as potash, right? Potassium fertilizer. Now the potassium fertilizer, only one is there. It is called potash or it is called murate. So this is the name of potassium fertilizer. Right, children? So this is about our topic today, 12.4 and 12.5. In 12.4, we studied like how the minerals are transported, translocation of minerals through xylem. In 12.5, we studied how soil is acting as a reservoir of essential elements. How does the soil gets that element? From the rock. And then the soil provides to the plant. At one point of time, the minerals in the soil will get decreased. Then the farmer will buy fertilizers. Usually fertilizers have which macronutrients? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and sulfur. Which micronutrients are present in fertilizer? Iron, copper, manganese and zinc. Some commercial names of nitrogen fertilizers, phosphate fertilizers and potassium fertilizers I have listed here. In the next session, we will start with a new topic, that is nitrogen cycle, which is called nitrogen metabolism. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.